What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another video. Happy Friday, by the way. As you know, we're doing these video updates every single Friday at noon or right around there. Here we go. Here's another one. We got the boat in the garage. Yes, it fits in the garage. You can see the Volvo back there chilling, and she fits like a glove with room to spare, honestly. Like, check this. We got like 6 to 8 inches right there. And on the back, sorry, I'm going to be moving all this stuff out of the way. We got about a foot back here. So, if it fits, it ships. I'm going to give you guys a quick little walk around of this boat. We're going to look at it in detail and kind of just get a little game plan for this thing and start attacking stuff, really. Quite simple. So, we're going to turn the camera around and go through this thing front to back. So, first things first, let's talk about this trailer. This is called a dolly trailer. You normally have smaller wheels and tires on these little dolly trailers, and they're not really kind of meant to go long distance on the highway because these trailers are low profile and they're actually meant to go in an enclosed trailer so the boat isn't messed up by debris going down the road and all that kind of stuff like that. But the previous owner outfitted this trailer with like actual like road going tires and stuff, so we're safe there. We can go 65, 70, 75 on the highway, no problem, which is kind of what we did on the way home. Actually 55 because that's California law. But the trailer seems to be in really, really good shape. It's super stout, really, really tough, thick metal everywhere. It's got nice little handles, nice lights everywhere, and everything works. So all I'm going to do with the trailer is really just keep it simple. We're just going to shine up the wheels real good. It's already got brand new bearings and axles and hubs and all the trailers, kind of boring trailer stuff that no one really needs to know about. So all that's already good to go mechanically. We'll shine the wheels up, make them look pretty. And then, here we are. Here's the boat. For 1968, this is original gel coat. As you can see, it's got really nice flake in it. Got a little bit of a texture, as you can hear my hand going over it, but really I think I'm just gonna buff this thing really, really good, color sand it maybe, or whatever we need to do. I'm not a gel coat guy. I'm gonna be learning all this stuff as we do these videos along with you guys. I've been around boats my entire life. I've never dove into one this in depth. So, anyways, as we're walking our way back, I mean, there's some imperfections in the gel coat right there. Like it's kind of bubbling a little bit, but again, from 1968, we can't really be too mad. I did peel the seat covers off this thing last night because one was kind of wet. Obviously, you can see the rest there on the washers. We're gonna peel all those out. Here's the dash. These are actually original gauges from '68 that was originally installed by Sanger, and they all work, which is pretty neat. So here's a little steering wheel. We got a couple buttons for the adjustable cab plate back here. We'll get back here in just a second. But I don't know if these are original seats or not. If you guys are Sanger guys, definitely drop a comment and let me know where these seats are from. It'd be cool to learn a little bit about this stuff from you guys. But anyways, we got a split case Casale that is recently rebuilt, fresh bearings, all good stuff in there. Brand new 1350 drive shaft, 1-inch prop shaft, new bushings, seals, all that fun stuff like that. Some pretty motor mounts, and again, everything's just laying in here, so pardon the mess. But everything is set up for a big block Chevy. This is a big block Chevy, mid plate, motor plate. We've got IMCO stainless fuel tanks. That's the only one in the boat right now because the previous owner just liked it like that because it offset the weight of the driver. I sometimes have friends, since I'm on a boat, I'm going to have a lot of friends now, but we can only take one other person. So I'll probably always have 2 people in this boat. I will put the other IMCO tank in there. Where is it? Right here. We got the other IMCO stainless fuel tank right there. So that looks really, really good. As far as stringers go and actual construction of the hull, it's pretty clean. I definitely was looking at that when we were at the guy's house, when we were at what's his name's house. But got a pretty much brand new battery in the thing, nice little billet battery mount, fuel pump, fuel filter, water lines for headers, and the water pump for the motor, and just a host of parts here. I don't know how old this wiring is in this boat. Some of it needs some TLC, so really honestly, I'm just gonna rip everything out. I did run to Harbor Freight and grabbed me a little, it's outside, but I grabbed myself a little like buffing grinder wheel thing that you just mount on a bench or a stool and make things nice and pretty with. So as I pull parts off this boat, I'm going to just start hand polishing literally everything, all the aluminum parts, and make them pop again, make them real pretty, and yeah. So as we come to the back of the boat, all new, relatively new steering components here, probably within the last year or two. Everything still is nice and, turns free and goes lock to lock just fine. Oh, this is what I wanted to talk to you about. This little guy is a pretty cool little add-on. This is a electronic actuator for the cab plate. Little buttons up on the steering wheel over there control this little actuator up and down, versus like the old school like mechanical. Like you would have either I think another foot pedal or like a handle in between your feet, and you pull it up or back to bring the cab plate up or down. And this is the plate right here that I'm talking about. All these like little tie rod ends right here support this whole deal. And the one that goes into the hull, this guy, is the one that's connected to here. So again, super simple boat. We're gonna polish every single thing that's metal. Everything's gonna be bling bling and polished. That's the whole deal here. So yeah, I mean, without further ado, let's just get right into it. Yeah. Okay, just about everything is out of the boat that doesn't really need to be there right now. It's kind of just in the way. We've got the motor plates out of the way, all the wiring. This is just a throttle cable right there. I'm not worried about that right now. But yeah, this is pretty cool. All the main wires that were for like sensors and stuff for the engine went into this copper tube, ran through, and up under the dash to the gauges. So anyways, that's all gone. Yeah, all the fuel lines, water lines, all that other stuff is gone. So now what we're gonna do is reverse leak test the boat. What I normally would do is go put the boat in the water, like back it down the ramp, let it sit in the water for 20 minutes or whatever, and see if there's any leaks. So since the lake is kind of far away and I don't have muscle tags and all the stupid California stuff that you need to have, we're gonna do the opposite. I'm gonna stick my hose in the boat and fill it with water. Not literally all the way with water, but probably put like, about an inch or so of standing water in the boat and see if it leaks. Poke my head underneath there and make sure it's all good. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, well, this thing has got a pretty decent amount of water in it, and so far, my feet are dry. the ground is dry so far, but I want to go underneath this thing and just stare at everything and make sure nothing's leaking. I mean, really the main things to check is this plate here where the prop shaft goes down through the floor. These 6 bolts that also go through the floor, all the rudder assembly and all the big washers and bolts, where the fuel tank used to be here, where it will go eventually, that side as well. And yeah, so let's go ahead and dive under this boat and see what the heck we got going on. Well, I think the ground is dry, so that's a very good thing. Heck yeah. Everything's looking pretty good. Shoot. I'm very happy with that. Okay, as we drove this thing up the hill to put it on a real slope, we discovered some leaks. So check this out. Look at that. That's a leaker, and that's a real leaker right there. That's no bueno, people. So it's coming from like right in there. So cool. We're gonna add that to the list, and then this bracket right here is leaking. So and then yeah, look at that. We got more water pressure on there. So the rudder's got a little leak right up there at the seal. So good. This is what I wanted to learn. The leaks are bad, but it's good because I wanted to find this out now before we built this whole thing and then went to go into the water, and then water's leaking inside the boat. So while everything's out, it's way easy to get to all these parts, and we are going to do just that. So let's go ahead and pull the plug out of this thing, get all the water out, and get it back in the house. Okay, so we're here with Ricky. Say hi, Ricky.
Hey, hi, Ricky.
Just a quick backstory on him. I know you guys saw him in one of the last Volvo videos helping me out with doing the hood and the fiberglass scoop and everything. He's very, very good when it comes to, I mean, honestly, everything with fabrication, bodywork, fiberglass, all that stuff. So he was the first guy that I called to have him come over and check out this thing because I had a couple questions. I have personally never done fiberglass work, especially structural fiberglass stuff. And let me flip the camera around here. So there's a handful of holes that were used at one point, and there's just nothing in there. So I don't want the wood to rot and, you know, get into worse shape like that. I also want to plug a couple of these holes in here just to make things look a little bit nicer. But anyways, what were you asking?
Yeah, so I mean, if you're gonna reuse those, you would drill them out to like a 1/2 inch hole and then get 1/2 inch wood dowel.
So would you put fiberglass in?
Put resin around it and run the wood dowel in.
Okay, so So
flush it off and then put some mat over.
I can just get just wood dowel just from craft store and just cut it to
just
length.
make sure it's a higher grade. You don't want something that's like
Some
you
junk.
don't want pine. You want something that's gonna hold if you ever do go and re-screw something in there.
Yeah. So then, as far as resins or like anything like that goes, what do I use
Just
for
a marine.
that?
You just get marine grade because it's gonna be wet, right? So,
Yeah, because like all this in here, I want to like take a little bit of sand, like 80 grit 2 or something like that, scuff it, clean all this up right here.
Yeah, like on this side, I don't know if it looks the same as that, or if it's broken away, you got to take all that out and then basically get to the wood.
Mm-hmm.
Make some real good grind marks in there, probably 36 grit, and then
So
layer
like
cloth in
really
there.
scuff it.
Yeah, scuff the crap out of it because it won't stick, and then it'll delam just like it is now. And it's basically all that work for nothing.
Yeah, so this is the only, like here and on that piece over there are the only pieces in this boat that look questionable. Everything else is solid, like all the angles and stuff. I got the stringers down here. Everything looks pretty dang good. So
57 years old, man. This thing looks really good. The stringers aren't pulling up from the bottom, from the floor. It looks good.
Right. So I think, when I looked at the thing originally, I knew it had good bones. So, of course, with it being this old, there's going to be some stuff. Also, too, let's see, up all on the side of the hull up in there, like this whole area, I want to do something to make it look good. What do you think about like some aerosol, like, honestly, like bed liner that's like waterproof? Like,
yeah, the bad thing with bed liner is if there is something wrong, you won't ever be able to see it. If you put like indoor, outdoor, that real fine mesh carpet.
Yeah, that's why I'll do like a marine grade.
Just pull it back. If you get a leak, pull it back and fix it. If you put like a rhino lining style stuff on there, you're never gonna see the problem. So,
True, it'll happen underneath it, and
right.
God, it makes sense. Okay,
Yeah.
So then, but
it does look cool. I see a lot of guys do that, but I think aesthetically and the period correct is going to be that style of carpet in here. I mean, obviously they never really put anything.
No.
Like a couple mats and that's it.
No, so I think, all right, well then where do I get this resin stuff from? Can I get it from local Lowe's, Home Depot?
I think Lowe's or Home Depot should have it. Just make sure it's marine grade. I mean, they have Bondo and all that stuff now, so I'm sure they're going to carry that stuff.
Yeah.
I hate saying Amazon, but they have it for sure.
Yeah.
Support your local grocery stores.
Yeah. Okay, well, I guess it's time to go get us some resin, and I got sandpaper. I think just really go to town. I'm gonna just kind of test it in this spot first.
I would just I can't see it from there, but if it looks anything like this, you're just gonna grind all that out. All that's got to go away.
Yeah, like all in here,
Where
like
it's
in the
cracked and delaminated away.
Yeah.
It's got all that's got to go away.
Right.
And you just you're gonna get some good hash marks in there with the grinder, and then you're gonna apply the resin, and then you put the mat, then you apply the resin, and then you're gonna get a brush, and you're gonna knead with the brush like a paintbrush.
like just press push kind of
Knead the
yeah.
air bubbles out, and it's gonna take a couple of coats, and it looks like they kind of overdid that. So get some cloth so you can cross hatch the tire. It's like I think they call it tire cloth, and then get some sheet style.
Yeah, it's like basically it's this in here that's like down in there.
Yeah, they have that, but this is different. This is a cloth that it's I forgot what they call it. They call it a cloth, but it's,
Okay. I think I've seen that. I think we're good there.
It's not like the laminate kind of cloth that you're laying down here. So
Okay. Well, I've got all my sanding stuff for like polishing all the metal. I need to get some more sand paper for our fiberglass work, and then really honestly just go to town.
And long sleeve shirts.
Yeah, fiberglass is no joke. Cool.
Yeah.
Time to
Not
get
bad.
to work.
Thing looks good.
All right, so again, shout out to Ricky for coming over and helping me out with the fiberglass little tech talk there, and to basically get me in a direction to get that stuff rolling. I got the couple little pieces of material ordered, so probably be a day or two until those things come in. But until then, I set up my own little polishing shop here in the trailer. Let me show you guys. So we got our little buffing wheel dealios right here. I got a sander. I got extra buffing wheels. And then here's just some of the aluminum that we're going to be making pretty. We got the stringer rails, the reinforcement, like little things. Sorry, I don't know all the little technical terms for every little part here, but one of the fuel tanks. We got the V-drive support little braces there as well. And so basically what we're going to do is sand everything with a few different grits of sandpaper just to really get the grain out of the metal and like the scratches and all the major hardcore stuff, and then hit it with the buffing wheels and buffing compound and see how it turns out. So I'm going to go ahead and throw the camera up on the wall, get a little time lapse going here, crank the air conditioning and the music, and go to town. Okay, so first half of the first piece done, kind of, sort of. So I basically took my little orbital sander and with some 600, 1000, and like 1200 grit sandpaper, you can see all my little stacks of sandpaper here, just kind of cleaned the metal up and just made several passes over it with each different grit sandpaper. And then I hit it with the buffing wheel. It's looking okay. You can kind of start to see your reflection in it. So it definitely is better than what it was. It was looking like that. But I still want to try to get this to like a mirror finish. So this is my first time ever doing this in depth. So I'm going to put new buffing wheels on it. That's, I think, a little bit more coarse. I think if that's the correct word or not. My detail guys, I apologize. Polishing guys, correct me if I'm wrong. But Yeah, we're gonna try different wheels and then different like clays or waxes or whatever those bars are. Again, I'm sorry, I'm probably making you cringe right now, but yeah, let's go ahead and try that and make a few more passes on this motor plate here. So far so good, right? Not terrible. From that to this, I use a little too aggressive of sandpaper at first, and you can start to see the scratch marks coming out in it. So learn my lesson there. This plate you're not really going to see that much, so that's why we're starting on that one. Well, I think I'm going to stop here because, number one, I'm getting filthy, which I knew this was going to be a dirty job. But I keep getting this, like, fogginess in the metal. And I don't know, I'm sure I'm doing something wrong or I'm missing a step or using the wrong tool somewhere along the line. I'm sorry. But I don't know if you could really see it, but it's not like a mirror. I mean, you could see a little bit of reflection, which is cool. It's definitely cleaned up from, it's definitely cleaned up from that, which is just like normal, plate aluminum, to this. It's definitely gotten prettier, but yeah, not really what I'm looking for. So we're 2 pieces in. I'm going to stop here because now we're getting to the parts where everyone's going to see, and I really do want them to be pretty. And if I just can't do it, I can't do it, and we're learning. So anyways, I'm going to go inside, go do some more homework on this, maybe make a few phone calls and pick some brains, but we'll be back here shortly. All right, so I just got off the phone with a couple companies that deal with some high-end detailing and metal polishing and treatment and stuff like that. They're going to be sending me some product in the next couple of days, so I'm actually going to cut this video off pretty much right here and continue part 2 of the polishing, cleaning up the boat video next week, as well as picking up the new engine and getting a bunch of parts heading our way to get this thing on the water basically as soon as possible. So make sure you do all the fun stuff. Stay tuned for next Friday's video at noon, just like we always are. And yeah, we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.